My job today is going to be making my grandma some birthday gifts. My ideas are potholders and scrunchies. A while back, I made her a couple crochet scrunchies. The pattern I used is from Passionknit Kelsi, so if you're curious about that, go to her channel and find her scrunchie video. I'll also link it down below so you can find it there too. Anyway, my grandma loved those crochet scrunchies and she asked me for the pattern. So what I'm gonna do is write it down just for her so she has it in writing and gift it to her with a couple scrunchies. I think I already have some scrunchies made. I'm gonna go look in my stash from some previous markets. I know I have some extra yarn, so depending on what colors I have, I might already have those made or I might have to make a couple. Either way, those are pretty quick makes. And then the pot holders. I know for sure I want to make the cherry lattice pot holder and then like a pumpkin pie. And if I have time, I'll do a blueberry pie pot holder. I've also seen these turned into like oven mitts with a little flap. I don't know if I'll do that. I'll probably just leave them pot holders, but that's an idea. First things first, I'm gonna go look through my scrunchie stash, get to writing down the scrunchie pattern for her, and then pick through some yarn for the pie pot holders. All right, so I did end up having quite a few scrunchies already made. I had more colors than this, but I just know my grandma, and I know that she likes blues. So I had these two blues. I thought purple is kind of the same shade range, or I don't know, and then you can never go wrong with a black scrunchie. So I'm going to give her these 4 scrunchies, and then I also had some of these little cross headband / earwormer things in my stash, so I'm just going to give her this black one. I didn't have any blue ones made up, so I thought I couldn't go wrong with black, so I'm going to give her this as well. So as of right now, I have 4 scrunchies and a little headband earwormer. That is a really good start, actually. Her birthday is Friday, I believe, and it's Sunday today. So yeah, I think all I have to do is make the pie pot holders. So moving on to that, I discovered I don't have any orange cotton yarn that is the correct shade for like pumpkin pie, but I thought maybe I could make a lemon pie and have the same little cool up center. I'll put my inspiration picture here, and just use the yellow instead of orange and make a little lemon pie. So that's the plan for now. Then I'm for sure gonna do like a cherry pie. I'll use that red. And then these were the only blues I had. I feel like this deeper blue is better for like a blueberry pie, but it's still not really as deep as it needs to be, but I don't have any other darker blue to use that's cotton. Because since these are pot holders, the yarn needs to be able to not melt when you set something hot on it. So I can't use like an acrylic, which is a lot of what I have back there. Anyway, I might later, if I decide I want to, go look through my stash again and just make sure, but blueberry pie might be out of the picture. Also saw a sunflower one that I thought could be cute, and I do have colors for that. So if I decide I want to do that, I could. Oh, I was gonna show you guys, I have these scrunchies that are different than the crochet ones. They're actually knit, and I thought they were quite cute. I haven't sold any of these just because I was kind of testing them. I had the jumbo, the medium, and the small. Maybe I'll throw in this white one for my grandma and just see what she thinks. She can be my product tester, and then we can see if that's something I want to sell. As far as the pie crust goes, these were the only colors I had that were gonna work, and I'm thinking this one is gonna be the darkest. Yeah, I can tell on camera. This is going to be my best bet. It's a lot lighter than I was hoping. I was hoping for more of a tan, but for my cotton yarn, this is what I got. And I didn't prepare, so this might be what we have to work with. I think it'll still be okay. So that's the plan for now. Let's start with the lemon pie and see how that works out. All right, here is the size comparison to my hand as of right now. Ideally, I think I would have wanted to make this a little bigger. I do need to keep in mind that I'll have like the little pie scalloped border that will stick out a little, but still, I really would have liked to make this a little bigger, I think, but this is all the yarn I have left, and I don't even think this is gonna be enough to go around one more row. I'm a quarter of the way done with this round. And we started with 3.5 times the circumference, and I'm already at like 1.5. So I think that just tells us we're not gonna make it. So I am just gonna rip back and call this good. What I'm gonna do before I fasten this off or anything is I wanna go ahead and make the Cool Whip, because I want to see how big that is compared to this, just to make sure it's going to be proportionate. If not, I might have to fiddle with that. All right, I just finished the little dollop of whipped cream, and I think the proportions are okay. So I'm going to go ahead and fasten both these off and weave in the ends. And then I think I need to make another one of these in the crust color. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to join everything together. All right, as I'm working this up, I'm feeling a little bummed because I feel like the more I stare at this color, the more gray it's looking rather than tan. And like, I have this other off-white and it's not quite as dark. I feel like on camera you can't really tell. This one's definitely more like warm toned, I guess, and this seems more cool toned. I feel like for a pie crust, warm tone is better, but this is just lighter. And I thought the darker would be better for the crust. I also didn't want this to look too yellow next to this. Holding them next to each other now, I'm like, maybe this would be a good option, but also I feel like that's fine too. I'm just second guessing now that I'm working it out. All right, so here's what they look like laid out like this. I don't know, now I'm thinking this color. It's hard because I feel like neither of them are really a good crust color. Let me know in the comments what you would have done. I found a free pattern for the cherry pie potholder that has a kind of bobble stitch, and I think that could be cute, and it's free. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working the filling portion of that and see how big that turns out. And that will determine where I go from there. So let's go ahead and switch gears and start working on the cherry, and then we'll make some decisions about the crust colors. So after making the cherry filling portion, it actually ended up being smaller than the lemon pie. And so what I did is I ended up using this more yellowish cream color, and I made the bottom crust portion the right size for the cherry one. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach these and add the little ruffle pie crust border and maybe a little hanging loop, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. After that, we will go ahead and tackle the lemon pie, but for now, let's finish up the cherry one. I guess a decision I need to make is if this looks better. I think I can trim this, I already worked over it. Is if this side looks better, which is technically the wrong side, but I feel like the cherries look more prominent, more like cherries, or if I should do that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I feel like that looks more natural, like the cherries in the filling. So that means I'll attach them like this. It's really cute. It's smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but it's turning out pretty cute. Okay, so I just got done sewing this little cherry lining, crocheting the cherry filling to the pie crust. So now I'm gonna add the wavy crust texture, and then I think that's it. We'll see once I add that if I can just chain a little like 10 chain loop for hanging. I might do that as well. All right, here I have finished the crust. I think it's looking super cute. So with this cherry one, I originally planned on doing the lattices across it. I forgot to mention earlier in the clips from tonight, it is Wednesday night. Friday is my grandma's birthday, but I'm seeing her tomorrow, Thursday morning. And I really would just like to give her them early because I don't know if I'm gonna see her Friday. So I think what I'm gonna do is I still need to chain 10 for a little hanging loop, and I'm gonna fasten this off. Then I'm gonna work on the lemon one. And once I finish that, if I have the time or energy tonight, I might add the lattices. If not, I think this is still just super cute as is, and I'm glad I did the bobble stitches because I think that helps sell the cherry pie look. So yeah, I think that's the plan for now. I also still need to write down the scrunchie pattern because I know she really liked that, and I want to make sure she has it in writing if she ever wants to make some of her own. Okay, I did go ahead and just finish this cherry pot holder, but I think I decided I'm not going to do the lattices. For one, I spent a lot of extra time doing these bobble stitches, and so I would hate to cover them up for the most part with the lattices. And for two, I just don't think I'm going to have the time or energy to get that done tonight. So I'm going to leave it just like it is right now. I did go ahead and add the little loop if she wants to hang it in her kitchen somewhere. But yeah, this is what the back looks like. Nice and clean. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Let's switch over to the lemon pie one and hopefully get this cranked out tonight. For the crust of the lemon pie pot holder, I would like to use this color, but it's a little bit thinner, and I'm worried because of the size of this crust, which technically I did the same rows and stitching, but it was significantly smaller. I'm worried that using this yarn, I'm not gonna get the right size. And normally I would say, okay, just add a couple more rows, but in order to add the crust and the filling together, I need there to be the same number of stitches because I'd like to crochet them together. I could fudge it and make it work, but I feel like it would just be easier if I could just make it exactly the same. I'm thinking maybe I want to use this one, and this is labeled as a 4 medium. I think this was more like a 3. Okay, I think I'll just go ahead with this more gray tone. I'm gonna go ahead and keep working on this bottom crust portion. I am going to join it to this yellow filling and add the ruffle just like I did this one, along with the little loop. And then I'm gonna sew this right on the center, and I'll be back to show you the finished product. Okay, here is the finished lemon pie pot holder. I think it turned out super cute. Here's it next to the cherry pie pot holder. I did go ahead and write the scrunchie pattern. I'm not going to show too much. Go watch the video linked below if you want to know how to make this. This is just for my grandma's sake, so she has it written down. And then I am going to bag this all up. Hopefully it fits in this little bag. I don't know if they will, but this is all I have. So along with these 2 scrunchies I'm going to give her, and this little headband ear warmer thing. So let's try to fit this all in this little bag, and it'll be ready to go for me to take it to her tomorrow. Okay, it did fit. I'm gonna throw a little tissue paper on top, and we're good to go. That's all I have for this video. It was pretty simple, pretty short, but I'm happy to be able to do something special and make some handmade gifts for my grandma. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you're working on, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.